We are back with another Age of Mythology point of view casted game. Today we are watching IamJoe, or Joey, I think he's got two accounts, play Ra against multi-god talent Hades. For anyone that doesn't know Joe, from the original game, he used to play in a lot of tournaments. He's basically an Egyptian main. I think he does play some other gods, but basically on the ladder it's full Egyptian. I'm not sure if he plays a random Egyptian or not, but for this Gold Lake, Ghost Lake map, Gold Lake, this Ghost Lake map, he's decided to move his pharaoh out and also his priest. This one is where you get the goats right in the middle. So scouting is all important. Scouting is going to be more important than getting the extra benefit of the pharaoh or priest on these granaries and mining camps, says Joe, which I do agree with. I think you can sit in your base for so much longer if you get loads of these goats. And how many goats did he manage to get? So he managed to get 11 goats, which for a Ra is pretty good, to be honest, especially against somebody like Hades, which has one of the best scouts in the game for this. We can move over to the perspective of the Hades. We'll see how many he managed to get. It's not as many. I think I need to do this. Here we go. So he's got 6, but then also he can just scout around for everything. So I think all in all, it's going to be pretty even. And Joe did manage to get away with not much scouting for a pretty big gain here with these goats. So deciding to get out this monument to the villagers a little bit later. Tasks it here, so the gold mine and the potential granary that goes over here on the berries will be in range, and also this gold mine here. So pretty good placement of this monument to the villagers. And to be honest, a pretty good Ra map. He's got the 2 gold mines spawn, which means he can sit in his base for longer. He's got all these goats, which means he can also sit in his base for longer. And now sending out the priest to find even more goats. This is probably the most goats that a Ra player is ever going to find. Also, it's good just to send these guys out to try and find where these next gold mines are, where these TCs are, and also might even be worth later on when he gets his temple up, which is going to come up now, getting a second priest to put some obelisks up over the other side. It's what quite a lot of these high-level Egyptians Ra players decide to do, because you kind of sacrifice the early game with not being able to scout unless you do what he did with sending both your guys forward, and then you just capitalize later when you can spend the gold on these extra priests. So yeah, getting his obelisks out, and then he'll also bump it. I don't know the exact micro way to do it, but what I do is I right click on it, I shift click, and then I just absolutely spam right click, and sometimes he then empowers it afterwards, sometimes he doesn't. If anyone knows the exact trick of that, let me know. Basically being able to empower it without clicking on it afterwards. Looks like Joe will just right click it afterwards just for a quick bump and then run on, but I'm sure there is a way to do it. Unlu is the first relic that we've seen. This is 5% extra hack damage to your axeman. And then this one here, which I just missed, myth unit recharge time on their special attacks. So if he wants to go for Sphinx, which looks like what he's going for, fast Sphinx will be able to do their spinny hurricane attack a little bit more. And later on, what else does Ra have access to? I guess the spinny Avengers. The crocodiles don't have any extra, or the crocodiles or scarabs don't have any extra special attacks, so those are going to be your ones, or the mummies in the Mythic Age too. Looks like Pharaoh jumping onto here, in range of this lumber camp too. Absolutely perfect placement. He can also drop another one whenever he wants to, if he wants to go into those extra myth units as the Bast. He's also grabbing this extra thing here. Don't know how many axemen he's really going to build, but I mean, it's just better just to take away from the ability for the Hades to build his Hippaspis that he might want to build later on, so why not? It's always better to just take it away, even if you think you're not going to use it. If you've got the time, just go for it. He's seen everything he wants to see so far, and the Sphinx will probably be on his travels to scout the other way, which is exactly where he goes. Just going to scout the other way. Not sure what kind of build he went for, so he did go for that early kind of pickaxe, which I missed when he did it. What you can do is just chop down a straggler tree for 20 wood, and it looks like he did 30 there, just to get enough to get the early pickaxe. Scout has seen that he's gone for the second town center, but there's not much the Hades can really do against this with such a late advance time. Obviously chosen the later advance time to get extra eco out and whatnot, but that means there's no chance of stopping this second town center. Sphinx in position just in case the Minotaur comes in, but it shouldn't really be a problem. Now he's seen that, and he's just going to run on forward. So he hadn't scouted this beforehand, but this is a pretty good second town center where the extra hunt source is pretty close. He did know that it might be there anyway, the Minotaur in, but Priest going to stop that pretty quickly. Priest already positioned well. But he did spot that there's probably going to be the pack of hunt somewhere, because he noticed that this side there was the aggressive hunt, and there's normally a pack of the passive hunt somewhere as well. So that's just some map knowledge coming in for you. Achilles running forwards. Achilles can be very annoying for that Sphinx. Looks like he pressed to do the special ability beforehand. I assume what he wanted to do was turn that off, just so he would just do the slaps instead, but accidentally used it, but that's also an option. Minotaur should go down. It's going to be very, very close, and really quick reactions. As soon as he sees that Achilles, just run away. They're the exact same speed, so if he's not snared, which is being hit by the Achilles to slow him down, he'll be fine. Haruko Sphinx in as well, and even got a little bit of shift-click pathing there, and that means Haruko Sphinx is out. I think from what I've seen, Joe has more one of the higher APMs from the AoM stats website. I think it's 100-ish. Which is higher than quite a lot of the AoM guys. And Achilles might actually go down for this. And the Haruko Sphinx, as long as it stays alive, you can just heal this guy back up. It'll be absolutely fine. And if the Achilles wants to hassle this, they can just turn around and shank him down very, very quickly. So all in all, early game for Joe has gone very, very well. He's going to get an extra priest out to heal up this guy, also heal up his villagers. And then he also has an extra priest out for dealing with myth units and being able to empower whatever he wants. It looks like he's not building any military barracks or anything, so probably just going to heroic age off of 2 town centers. Pretty standard kind of raw play. They sometimes get a couple of Sphinx out, which actually he's getting an extra Sphinx out. This is more for what we've seen already, the harassment and also the defensive nature of these Haruko Sphinx. But it won't slow his advance time down. He's also just getting the food in now. So it'll be around an 8:30, 9-minute heroic, probably 9-minute by the time he clicks up. 9-minute heroic age off of 2 town centers with 2 Sphinx. I think it's a pretty good timing, especially considering the Pharaoh movement that he's had early on as well. But not clicked up yet, but we'll do in a second, I'm sure. They're probably deciding which god to go through, maybe. So it's deciding to go through Sobek. Sobek gets you the crocodiles, gets you the plague of serpents, the locust swarm, and Minotaur goes down to those 2 specials. Very nice. Also might be able to stop this villager from building the wall. Ajax does a lot of damage if he gets onto him, but he's just not fast enough for somebody that has pretty good micro, and that is definitely Joe here. Also just getting a bit of scouting action in. From this walls, you'd assume that there's a town centre back here. Or if we were Joe, we would assume there's a town centre back here. But there isn't. The town centre is actually on the bottom. And Joe just discovers that as well. Maybe be able to stop some of these villagers. No, but it causes a bit of idle time. 39 HP is probably too much for the Sphinx to take. And I think that was going to be Joe's decision-making there. He saw that it was really low, but like, the Haruko Sphinx, they just don't do enough damage against the heroes that he might lose one. If they were full HP, maybe he could just turn and fight this. He should be able to spot this Ajax here. Does get snared, but shouldn't be a problem. These guys are very healthy now. And Priest going to heal them up. Just get so much value from this. Also, everything in the base is finished except a handful of these goats, but deciding to move out to actually the 3rd town centre by the look of it. I thought maybe he was going for the TC. For the Huntable, sorry. Looks like there are some forward buildings here. I guess the multi-god talent, Mr. Smurf, probably wants to secure some of these gold mines. And yeah, it is the 3rd town centre going up. Playing a very macro-heavy game. It's got a lot of food. This is the power of just getting these goats. It looks like maybe he lost... No, this is an extra Sphinx. Thought maybe he lost one of the Sphinx, but no, he's splitting the Sphinx up, and that villager is not long for this world. Nice little pick off there. Anything that you can find like that is going to be very valuable. And now this wall, because it's not finished, it goes down so quick. Not really hiding that he's going for the settlement, just with that couple of crocodile attacks. Houses going up in range of the monument to the soldiers, or most of it. The reason for this is that they go up quicker. The only issue is against earthquake, these will all go down. So that's something that you've got to kind of weigh up the decision making of. Is do you really want to? I mean, maybe not. Maybe these close ones will. Maybe this one's a little bit out of the range. Migdal Stronghold going up as a defensive tool for his hunt, and also to somewhat securing this gold mine. Pre-queuing Dark Water, which means he's probably going into these camels. Camel hit points plus 10%, and they also regen, which is very, very strong. Camels get so many upgrades. They're just very, very strong units. Bit of the wood line to stop there, to stop him running around, but the wooden wall will go down very, very quickly, deciding against that. I wanted to check the town centre first. Get that scouting action in. So there is a scout sat on it, just in case Joe wanted to steal this, then the Hades player would know, but just running back. Maybe it might be worth us having the rock going in, having a little look around, just as a kind of very tanky Pegasus scout. Also going in for the chariots, instead of the camels that he's got the upgrade for. Maybe he's waiting to get up to the mythic age to go for the camels. It looks like that's what he's kind of looking towards with his macro. He's got so much food in the bank, and he hasn't even used a single rain yet. Walls going up. I mean, this spawn, with how the gold mines have worked, is actually quite a defensive version of Ghost Lake, which is pretty surprising. You don't really see this as often as a more aggressive one where the gold is just here or just right in the middle. Happens quite often, but they're kind of behind gold mines, behind these cliffs, and even the extra raw bonus on these berry bushes is going to be very, very nice. But it's kind of made for a slower paced macro game, which you really don't want to play Joe out. I mean, I've only played Joe, I think, maybe, at least, I played him once, maybe it was twice, but I played him on Highland. This was when the game first came out, and he played the macro game, and I just got annihilated. I mean, obviously, he's a much stronger player than me, but my macro was nowhere near as good as his. I mean, this is it also, just the value. He's playing also the value game, deciding to go through Osiris. So we thought that he was probably going for the camels, which he is. Also getting that fortified town centre just to secure the extra town centre forward. Looks like there is a catapult out behind a wall, which is a really nice play. Might be quite hard to take that down. I'm not sure how much damage the Petruchos does against it. He does have 2 divine damage, or 1 divine damage per second, so should be able to take it down relatively easily. They don't have much HP. Or just send an elephant forward, either or, but deciding to just leave it for the moment. Fortified town centres will make this a lot harder to take down as soon as that comes in, which should be in a second. 3,000. I also thought I saw sun-dried mud brick there. Did I see that? Pride upgrade, sun-dried mud brick, plus 10% hit points, and also the building time. Such a good upgrade. Hathor or Sobek is a very, very strong heroic age god. Nemean Lion going to be very annoying. It looks like all of the god powers are just getting dropped right now. So we've got the Locust Swarm with the Eclipse. So it does more damage, but it moves quicker. So it's a little bit of a strange combo. Restoration getting dropped as well. In comes the Chimera. Need those priests to be targeting that down, really. Or even bringing back the Sphinx to get to take it down as well. But there's a lot of these heroes out for the Hades player. So this doesn't look like a fight that Joe is winning, so he probably needs to back up Nemean Lion and the Chimera. No match even for the Sphinx with the Eclipse upgrade in as well. Maybe if he was in the Mythic Age before that fight, it would have gone slightly better because they would have had the upgrade from being in the Mythic Age. Really nice micro there to dodge the flames of the Chimera. But it just needs to he's bringing his Pharaoh over to get the Son of Osiris upgrade. Might need to heal it up if he can. He's trying to do it. He's trying to heal it up and also bring it around to the right position. Manages to get full HP just in time, and that will scare all of these myth units away, or should. The Son of Osiris, maybe multi-god talent was just checking that the Son of Osiris was actually in position before he runs away. Maybe it was some kind of bait if the Son of Osiris wasn't in position, but I mean, these guys are going to be no match for him. One good counter to Son of Osiris from the Hades perspective is he's gone through Artemis, which means they have their poison arrows from any of the archers, and that deals divine damage against Son of Osiris, so that it will be able to take him out with a decent amount of time. But they do have less range than the Son of Osiris, so he counters them as well. Looks like there is 2 catapults waiting. Siege towers out, which is genuinely kind of a shock to me. I would expect catapults rather than siege towers. Siege towers go down really quickly to these. You can just see how they get hit. Son of Osiris, though, against his myth units, should he one-hit that? He does one-hit that. He had 200 HP left, and he does a lot of damage. 64 divine times 4, and he should carry this fight. Here comes the poison damage, though. We can see the green tick, and you've just got to micro this very well. But the thing is, with the chariot archers, they can also take everything down. If they're all focusing the Son of Osiris, then be very easy for the chariots to kind of focus that down. So also, while this is happening, distraction, taking the 4th town center. So he's still playing the long game, the macro game. Siege towers actually managed to survive. They all managed to survive. These can be healed up too. Maybe I've been sleeping on siege towers. Also, if he wants to, he could also get this extra upgrade here. But it looks like he's deleted. So he's deleted one of his monuments here, so that his farm placements was better. But he hasn't brought it back up yet, unless that's just happened now. That's just happened now. Okay. Really interesting to see a monument deleted. What I would just do is just sacrifice the farm and put it a little bit out. But I guess Joe wants this to be as efficient as he possibly can. Especially with this rain that he hasn't even dropped a rain yet. This rain is going to be absolutely huge. He's got 19 farms. He's got 26 farms. 27 farms. A 27 farm rain with probably every upgrade as well. So let's have a little look. No, it only has ploughing. It still has the Pharaoh on it. And 26 farmers working. Look at this food just rocket in. He could also use it again for 30 favor, which is not a lot at all. Son of Osiris kind of on the front line. It's not where you want him to be, but he is distracting, and that is sometimes good enough to let these chariots just do their 17.6 damage a shot, which is ridiculous. Also got some really nice micro to just put him next to the town centers. Always focusing on bringing him back if he gets targeted down. What you can do is, if you're worried about him, you can put him in his own control group. Often what I do is put everything else in their own control group, and then Son of Osiris just in a separate one, so he doesn't get out of position, and he's very easy to pull back if he gets lost in the fight. Heroes aren't as big as they used to be, so on the original game the heroes are huge, so they were really easy to select out, but sometimes they can get a little bit lost. So it's just good to either use your all heroes hotkey or just put him in his own control group. And I've just pressed something to change. I pressed my group to put him in control group number 2, and that moved me on to the red player. Whoops. But Joe is 100 villagers, fortified 4 town centers, so he's got 260 population. What he needs to do now is sit back, get to that 260, and then he'll be in a dominating position. 260 against 180, just needs to wait. Son of Osiris has very strong empowerment bonuses, so it is worth putting him on Amygdala to get these units out really quick, when instead he's going for the heal option as well. Really surprised to see Sacred Cat so late. I guess it's because he was going for the Sphinx and just wanted to spend his early favor on that, and then just forgot about it. Sacred Cats is such a strong upgrade, and if you're going for a macro style where you're going for basically pure eco, it's so strong. Extra 5% from farms and 10% from everything else food related. And the hot plates are strong against these camels, but Son of Osiris obviously champion chariots there. I'm not sure if the Hades actually knows that this fortified town center's up. He hasn't looked for it, so maybe he thinks he's only down 3 to 2 town centers, but still, I mean, that's a bit of a struggle. Armory upgrades only just starting to come in. The Hades has not very many armory upgrades either, so they're pretty equal. He's got more pierce armor though, which is obviously what the majority of these the DPS is actually coming through from. Also hasn't got the camel upgrade for going through Osiris. I guess just, I mean, players mainly want it for the speed, but it also gives attack and HP. You got to run away from those restorations. Second restoration does cost a lot now. It does cost 100. So 100 favor. I mean, I guess you don't want to spend your favor on myth units while Son of Osiris is here, just because they just get absolutely annihilated. But it might just be worth waiting to get the Son of Osiris down, then get 3 temples out maybe, and kind of spam out the chimeras afterwards, because they'll do so much damage. Looks like the Hades has noticed and is setting up a fortified position here with the with the catapults to come shortly. Rock noticing that there is indeed some villagers here. Nothing he can really do about it unless he wants to put full force over here. Spotted the catapult straight away and can actually get out a catapult of his own to just take this out very, very quickly. Also getting siege engineers makes it even stronger. If he can just defend this from going down, he should be in a winning position. Just needs to make sure it doesn't actually go down. Lots of counter units out, and that is pretty scary for the chariots. But it looks like they're focusing down the Son of Osiris, so they're not really getting the max value that they could. It is hard for Greek to deal with Son of Osiris, or any Civ for that matter. I mean, Egyptians probably deal with it the best because they have these 20 range guys. Arcus are also decent, but they're obviously not as fast as the chariots. And there we go. Petropolis down. Fortress should go down. Ajax is coming in, but fortified town centers deal decent damage. Even the villagers can come and stab this guy if they really want to, which is exactly what he just decides to do. Still not up to 260 population, just because he's been attacked so often. God, champion hoplites. Champion hoplites are pretty scary though, and that's exactly why Joe decides to run away with his camels. So a really nice micro trick to do is to just kind of run away with the fast front line, to then have your actual DPS of the chariots doing the main damage, and also manages to get onto the counter units, which are the Peltas. Doesn't want to run away from those hoplites though. So we got a Zom. We got a Zom this side. I'm not sure how quickly the catapults actually take out these Zoms. Okay, in 2 hits, so pretty quickly. It's also on this side. But really well held, to be honest, from Joe. He's now just getting out his full pop, and unless the Hades can surprise him somehow, maybe can surprise him by raiding some of these gold mines, or maybe just going for the main base instead of one of these sides. But he's got both sides pretty much taken care of, I'd say, at this point. Also getting out the camel caravans for when these gold mines do eventually run out, which will be pretty soon, with the rate that the gold's been spent with. It's got so much resource, so many resources. As soon as these guys go down, they just come straight back out. How many Migdals does he have? He's got 5 Migdals. Could even drop down more if he really wants to. I'm sure he wants to put one maybe a bit more forward, but it's very difficult with the amount of units here. What the upgrades looking like. Still not getting too many upgrades out though. Levy Migdal soldiers. Son of Osiris, 18 HP. So what's going to be the best thing to do for him when he's 18 HP? You can use him as an empower bot if you really want to, because he empowers stronger than a normal pharaoh. Or you can just try and get some little pop shots off. It is very difficult because these guys with their poison damage will take him down very, very quickly. So it's kind of what decision you really want to make. I mean, he is free, so he could empower and do some decent resources in for you. But I mean, the resources aren't really a problem at this point. How many armories are up? There's just one armory. I guess it's just something that he's just forgotten about. And definitely can happen when you're playing a 25-minute game. You just forget. You think that you've already got these things out, like the Sacred Cats, but you just haven't. Definitely happens to me a lot. Son of Osiris goes down, but he's done more than his job. Also managing to push this side with the more Migdals coming up, with the catapults and a couple of units just to distract the hoplites as well. Maybe we can take out the storehouse. For archers coming in here, hoplites trying to take out the town centre, but you really need some siege on the fortified town centres with double upgrades. Even deciding to get some mercenary out because it's just got so much eco. Mercenary aren't as strong as they used to be because they go down in HP now per second, but really well played by Joe. I mean, it was just even from just the get-go with those goats and the early base of his was just perfect. So I think he played the map really well. The extra map knowledge here just to go for the food. Um and then securing this, I think when he secured this and then made sure that the enemy wasn't getting this town center, that's basically when he kind of pulled away with this one. There's some really nice micro in there as well. And maybe we can have a little look at the post game. I always forget to look at the post game. So all resources from Moose. What a guy. He was ahead. You expect that from the raw player, really. I want to see the total food, yeah, because the food he always had so much food from these goats, and then the rain, which probably was there, just went soared up in the air. Yeah, and I'll see you on the next one.